Hello investors, traders, and Market Club members worldwide. Adam Hewison here, co-founder of Market Club with your market update for Wednesday, the 6th of November. So is Costco the new cool stock? We'll be looking at Costco. We'll also be looking at Facebook and Tesla as well as the major indices. So let's get started right away. The chart you're looking at on the screen is a chart of Costco. This is the subscription model that they have where you pay a subscription fee. You can go and shop there and get big discounts, or hopefully big discounts on food and other items that you may need for your family. So what I see in this stock right away is when we put our trade triangles on, it's plus 100. So it's a very strong trend that's in place. I also see, based on our trend line, just draw a trend line right here, perfect trend line. So we have the trend line there. And I'm going to put my drawing tool on. We have what I consider to be a very classic sort of double bottom right here. We have a breakout here. We have new highs today. And it would look to me, if you measure from the 110 level, which is right here, up to the let's call it 1950. 1950. From 110 from 1950 gives you 950. So you should be looking at, I think, around about the 129 level as a target zone. So the 129 to 130 level for Costco, that's our target zone. Let's see what happens there. But the trend is very clearly up. We've been long this stock from 104. Our major signal was 104. So we've got about a nice profit in the position, and we want to maintain that. The next stock we're looking at is Facebook. Now you can see all of our trade triangles are in fact green. We have a plus 70, which means it's sort of weakened a little bit, which you can see right here, of course. But generally, the trend is very clearly on the upside in Facebook. The one thing I'd like to point out in this stock today is that it does have a divergence. And what I mean by a divergence is if you look at the Williams percent R, which is right here, you can see this little line that goes up like that. And if you look at the prices, you can actually see it going down. In fact, let me give you a better example of that, and that would be if we just did a close only chart. You can get a much better example. So here's the lower low on the prices and a higher low on the Williams percent R. Now if we see this market pop up, I would say probably if we see a close over the 50-20 level, 50-10 level, I think that would be a very positive thing for the stock. Certainly the 50-30 level would be very bullish in my opinion, because it would indicate that we're going to go back up. Remain positive on Facebook. The stock we're looking at is Tesla. Now Tesla took a huge dive today because of the earnings miss, or the apparent earnings miss. You can see down today everything is red except for our monthly trade triangle. This is the long-term trade triangle we've had since $32.78. Now clearly the market's substantially higher than that. So here's what we're looking at in Tesla. A lot is going to depend on where we close today. Now if we close, I would say somewhere up towards the high end of the range, I would say this is probably a washout for a lot of weak hands in the market. However, we would wait for our weekly trade triangle to turn green before getting positive on this stock again. We want to see this particular triangle turn green to get positive. Now again, it just shows you the power of the triangles. If you put that in, you can see where we got short, or I should say we didn't get short, we get exited out of a long position right here at 163.36, and we're on the sidelines. We missed all of this chop, 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 chop. Even though Tesla was beginning to look positive, this big 8% up day, and of course today it was just a wipeout on the downside. Generally speaking, longer term bullish. On the sidelines, wait until this turns green. That's the strategy. The big news today in the Dow is the fact it put in a monthly trade triangle, indicating the trend is clearly up. It sort of broke out of this pattern here. I'm not totally convinced, but I've got to go with the trend, and the trend is clearly positive for the Dow, plus 100. Expect this market to continue to move higher till the end of the year. Next market is the NASDAQ, and again, this is really, we consider this to be a bullish trend for a lot of tech stocks, but it's beginning to wane. You can see here we sort of made a new high, but we didn't make a new high in the momentum, so I'm a little bit concerned about that. We're coming down to an area where we should find some support right around the 3,900 level, so let's see how that plays out. On the S&P 500 cash, we basically did not make a new high. We got very close to it, looked like, but we didn't get to new highs. But You have to remember, this is Wednesday. We have Thursday and Friday, and we could well close higher for the week. And if you look at this on a weekly basis, it doesn't look too bad. It looks like we're losing a little bit of momentum, but generally speaking, the trend is your friend, and we have a plus 100 trend in the S&P 500. That's a good thing. Looking at gold, you can see how this is getting tighter and tighter, this market. You can see we had a little buy signal today. And I'll just put that in for you on the dailies. Remember, we use the weekly and the dailies. You see our last signal was right here. As you can see, our last signal was right here, was to exit at $1,340 an ounce. And then we got long right here at $1,320. So it basically picked up $20 in the move. But we think it's going to go higher. It's 1,317 right now. It's spot. Very oversold, much like we were here. And look at how we rallied. So we're back into this area now. I think we could see a rally in gold from these levels. Again, we think it's making a base to go higher. Crude oil has been way overdone on the downside. We had a little mini buy signal to cover shorts anyway in this position at 95.11. Our signal was 95.95, so that's a small profit, about $800 a contract. But generally speaking, I think this market's probably done on the downside, and we'll see a recovery from these levels. The dollar sort of flip-flopped around here. It's sort of a little bit weakness today. We had a buy signal, a short-term buy signal in the euro at 135.21. I'm not convinced. I don't like this market right now either way. It's a choppy 55 trading range type scenario, which is usually the most difficult to trade. We're very oversold, so I could expect to see a bounce coming from these areas. Hey, this is Adam Hewison for Market Club. Thanks for stopping by. Every success, and remember to always use stops in your positions. Please feel free to leave a comment on any of the charts you've seen or any markets you will have questions on.
You can find Adam Hewison as a regular contributor on Bloomberg, Business News Network, CNBC, and Fox Business News.